To discover who we are, we need to look at ourselves from the context in which we have been created. Since God has manifested himself through the creation, humanity has become part of this dynamic mystery which is holding and unfolding the whole universe outside time and space. To discover who we are, we need to look at ourselves from the context in which we have been created. According to Genesis, you and I have been made in the image of God. And because God has manifested himself, has communicated himself through a Trinitarian relationship, why we, human beings, don't think that we also need a relationship, an otherness, in order to find out our true identity? In the same way that we need a mirror in order to look at our face, our outer self, maybe we need another mirror in order to look to our inner self. St. John also says that God is love. So we have been created from love. That means that our identity is bestowed on us by God's loving gaze, and that we seek love in the way to our true home. What would happen if we suddenly stop looking at God, stop relating with him? Maybe that we will try to satisfy this longing for finding an identity and love through other relationships that are not based on the divine love, leading to a less solid sense of self and a more vulnerable self-esteem. Therefore, God is the beginning and end of our human identity, our self-understanding and acceptance. God is our homecoming. God is the loving gaze that defines us. Recent research reveals an increase in levels of stress and sense of pressure among the group of people of my generation called millennials. Since social media has become a means for gaining popularity and approval, this group of young adults is ever increasing the use of such platforms. They are also spending a significant amount of time trying to accumulate academic and professional recognition and achievements. All these new trends have been related with a concerning increase in mental health issues. For example, Shannon, a young woman, earlier this year shared through the Guardian newspaper that she had been diagnosed with depression and anxiety during her teens. And she acknowledges that social media badly affected to her mental health. She said that seeing everybody looking so happy and enjoying their lives made her actually feel worse, like if she was even doing something wrong with her life. She expressed that this positive image that so many people try to show through social media actually affects people who is struggling with painful emotions like her, but keep scrolling through social media like Facebook or Instagram. Now I would like to share the reflection with you. If my value as person lies only in the society or in other relationships, it is easier to see how my sense of worth and identity is built upon the comparison between my self-image and the social standards I believe I need to fulfill. Now, what if my personal value, my value as person, is intrinsically conferred on my being by the one who loves me the most, and I use him as a reference to find my identity? I also would like to point out that this contemporary remedy for the loss of our true mirror, paradoxically, seems to fit the disease. According to the magazine The New Psychotherapist, this overuse of social media among millennials is resulting in a less solid sense of self, a less community sense, a lack of trust in others, and in feelings of purposelessness and loneliness. And then the vicious cycle starts, because due to this outcome, our lives are more and more absorbed by internet use and online relationships, increasing the rates in self-judgment, suicidal feelings, depression, and anxiety disorders. The Christian philosopher Blaise Pascal stated, man's true nature being lost, everything becomes his nature. Man's true good being lost, everything becomes his good. Maybe we could paraphrase this quote saying, man's true mirror being lost, anything can become his mirror. Man's true love source being lost, anything can become our source to find self-esteem. Maybe, just maybe, if we look up at God instead of down to our mobile phones, we will fear less the sense of being no one or being different than the rest, or the lack of recognition from others. Is this actually the fear and also the solution that is dragging so many millennials into depression and anxiety disorders? Maybe if we get away of these current distractions and we plug our hearts into the infinite source of love we originally come from, we will finally find what we are really looking for: God's love being poured into our hearts. And eventually, we will feel at home. Maybe all this just depends in asking ourselves, who do I choose to be my mirror? Thank you.